The Gulf War would solidify the M1A1 Abrams legacy as one of the most iconic and effective armored vehicles in modern military history. Named after United States Army General Creighton Abrams, the M1 Abrams was first introduced in 1980 as a replacement for the aging M60 Patton main battle tank MBT. The M1A1 variant of the M1 Abrams first entered service 5 years thereafter. This newer version brought significant upgrades, including a 120mm smoothbore gun, licensed from Germany's Rheinmetall, improved Chobham composite armor, and a more advanced fire control system. By the time of Operation Desert Storm, the U.S. Army and Marine Corps had fielded hundreds of M1A1s, many of which were rushed into service to meet the demands of the looming conflict with Iraq. Indeed, the Gulf War would solidify the M1A1 Abrams' legacy as one of the most iconic and effective armored vehicles in modern military history. Iraq, under Saddam Hussein, had invaded Kuwait in 1990. This did not happen in a vacuum. The Iraqi strongman, whose economy was massively drained from the failed war with neighboring Iran, intended to use increased oil production from Iraqi oil sources to finance the rebuilding of his country and the rehabilitation of his broken army. Yet Saddam found that his Kuwaiti neighbors were slant drilling just across the border from Iraq, stealing Iraqi oil right from below Saddam and his fellow Ba'athist feet in Iraq. Consequently, Saddam invaded and annexed Kuwait in August 1990, prompting the United States to lead a coalition of nations to kick Saddam's forces out. The M1A1's success in Desert Storm can be attributed to its cutting-edge technology at the time. Its 120mm M256 smoothbore gun, paired with a sophisticated fire control system in thermal imaging sights, allowed crews to engage targets accurately at ranges exceeding 9,000 feet. These tanks could effectively fight at night too, something that the Soviet-provided T-62 and T-72 tanks of the Iraqi army could not. America's M1A1 Abrams depleted uranium armor, provided exceptional protection against enemy fire, while its 1,500 horsepower gas turbine engine granted the Abrams remarkable speed and agility, reaching up to 42 miles per hour on roads and 30 miles per hour cross-country. In contrast, Iraqi T-72 tanks relied on older 125mm guns with less effective fire control systems and inferior armor. The M1A1's ability to see and strike first in the desert's featureless terrain gave it a decisive advantage. Additionally, the tank's advanced NBC, nuclear, biological, and chemical protection system ensured crew survivability in an environment where chemical weapons were a credible threat.